All right, that makes sense. It took all my willpower not to make a joke at the "it's not any deeper" comment. Took all
Yeah.
my willpower.
If the listeners had to guess which of us had technical difficulties, go ahead and take a guess. It couldn't be the guy that decided to bring a wrap for his water bottle this week so that he doesn't spill his water on his laptop. Oh my god. I gotta find my game notes. I'm so flustered by my Wi-Fi. That was.
It's all good, man. It is
I know.
all
You know how
good.
you get when you're scrambling, though, man. You gotta just take a
Oh,
breath.
I hear you, man. Well, that's what this beginning little bit of the show is for. Catch our breath, get ready, decompress. Normally, because we're fucking scrambling behind the
Yeah,
scenes to get
usually.
everything up and running. So, take a second. Let's do our obligatory retweets of the broadcast. I got my Get In Nerds tweet fired off from the State of Louisville account.
Perfect.
All right.
Oh, this is the first one I didn't change my tab, my tab title for my game notes.
Oh
I was sitting
no.
here looking. I'm like, "Where's Virginia Tech? Where's Virginia Tech?"
Pardon me. All right. Well, I got the first couple of tweets fired off, so we can go ahead and dive into the 2 minute warning where we sort of talk about the national scheme of college football. Coliseum Chronicles. Welcome as always. Uh, Appreciate you hopping into the pink seats party deck early for a little pre-show action. And Vince, blood for the blood gods, skulls for the skull throne. Another head coach has fallen. This time,
Yeah.
Hugh Freeze in the loser leaves town game. You lose to Kentucky at home as the head coach of Auburn, and just like that, he's freed up a lot more tee time to work on that golf handicap again.
Do you think there was a bet going on just in the background amongst ADs where they were like, "Hey, look, whoever loses this, you got to fire your guy. That's the deal. Handshake deal."
Oh, so you saying it was a loser leaves town game?
Oh, I'm saying if I was an AD just for fun because our season's so bad, I would legitimately try and make it a side bet of loser legitimately goes home with the other AD.
I don't know if that was going to be the case, but because I even if Kentucky lost that game, I still don't think Stoops is gone this year. Like
Nah, nah.
that's 50 million you have to eat almost immediately to get him and his staff out the paint, and I don't see Kentucky doing it.
No.
But
You'd have to call a
I
lot of people.
I do say what this does open up, and like Kentucky fans, if you're tuned into this, I mean, I appreciate you tuning in, but second of all, why? Another school where John Summerall appears to be their first target for a head coach candidate.
Yeah. Yeah. Which one, if you had to guess, if you're John Summerall, where do you think if you had to pick a place right now, where do you
I
think he's going to
think
go?
I think Kiffin gets a deal done with Florida.
Yeah.
I could see. I don't know if LSU is going to offer him the gig, just because I don't know if they're going to want to try and swing for a G5 guy. Like they're
Right.
gonna want to try and go out and poach a big fish, maybe like if a Big 12 team goes on a crazy run or
Right.
something along those lines. Or shit, if Tony Elliott somehow runs the table at Virginia, does he get an offer from one of these bigger
That's a name.
jobs?
Yeah.
Goes
That's a,
from
that's a
goes
good name.
from goes from being on the hot seat to getting a potential offer. Chesney, he's doing a hell of a job at James Madison. Like
Yeah.
that team's playing their ass. Like if he can get a one-loss season and end up being the G5 candidate for the playoffs, I think he could be a guy.
100%.
Maybe not for LSU, but could be a guy for one of those jobs. I think Summerall ends up Auburn, or I think LSU maybe swings and misses on a couple big fish, and then ends up like, let's not overcomplicate this. Let's get the
Right.
dude who probably doesn't even have to sell his house to take this coaching job.
Right.
So
I mean,
he's
if I'm LSU, I would offer Summerall. That'd be the guy for sure that I would go after. Just mainly, like you said, he doesn't even really have to move his house that much to
No.
to go there.
I mean, theoretically, doesn't even have to buy a new, or doesn't even have to sell his old house. Like,
Yeah.
he can just get a condo
There's
in
part of me
Baton
that
Rouge.
still sits there though, Keith, and I'm like, I can still want it. There's a world where this man goes to Lexington.
I I don't see it just because I don't see Lexington putting forth the resources in football to
Right.
get any coach that's wanting to. If that look, I'm going to bring this comment up because they're saying Virginia spent 30 million on their roster for football. I don't think they spent 30 million on their roster this season, but if you lose one game with a $30 million roster, that's when you're going to get to play with it bigger programs too. So
Yeah.
like 30 million, that's honestly what a lot of coaches are probably asking for those peak jobs.
Right.
There's-
I'm curious on how many of these guys have legitimately been knocking down Jeff's door too, the Penn States, the Floridas.
for sure. I mean, you can't click on a couple of like recruiting and news websites without seeing another article talking about Jeff Brom as a candidate for this job.
Right, but I feel like that's the easy one to be like, okay, like who are we gonna? It's basically like a free throw. You throw Jeff Brom out there for every single job. I'm just curious on how many of these schools have legitimately reached out to,
yeah.
push to try and get him.
Well, I mean, if you listen to his representation, I'm sure it's every single one. Auburn, LSU, Penn State, Florida. They're all kicking his doors down. What are you going to do to keep him, Louisville? So,
Pay that man.
did you get a chance to watch the press conference? Someone finally asked him something in the vicinity of the conversation.
I did not.
Oh, it was hilarious. I was watching a video of it on YouTube. I think it was Michael McGammon's page from 247. He has a YouTube page where he'll post all the pressers. And he starts to like answer the question, and it's very coach speaky. And then you see him just look like sort of off to the side or to the back. And I'm like, is he looking at his representation or was he looking at Greg?
Probably Greg. Greg
And
probably
then-
hit him with a
And then, of course, he gave the very coach speak answer of we're focusing on our next opponent, like the thing you want to
Right.
hear your coach say, unless you want an extension to get announced. And then you're like, no, just say you're not leaving, please. But it's a leverage game, and I acknowledge Coach Brom's going to use it. Vince,
If people aren't coming after your coach, you're not doing a good job at your program.
If people
And
aren't
it's your
coming-
university's responsibility to keep him. So
if people aren't coming after your coach ain't doing a good enough job.
exactly.
So,
Exactly.
Vince, you still sitting at a 0% chance that coach rolls out this cycle?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm at a 0%, 100%.
Okay, I'm sitting. I'm still at like that 5 to 10. Like it's highly doubtful, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to say never.
I will be like falling out of my chair, surprised, like remember where I was surprised if he leaves this cycle.
Like emergency podcast, so both of us can just be on camera, online,
No,
in tears for the
I'll
internet to see.
I'll need 45 minutes to regain my thoughts and composure, and then we can talk. Yeah, that would be me. Yeah, the whole time, just yelling.
It'd be like us after the Miami game, but sad.
Yeah. My my camera would go out for different reasons because I'd throw my laptop across the across the room.
All right. Well, on that note, get a swig of delicious Surfside in me and let's get this show started. Hello and welcome to another episode of From the Pink Seats podcast here on the State of Louisville Podcast Network. And today we're talking about another victory. We pulled out a win at Virginia Tech. I'm producer Keith. With me, as always, Vince Lococo. We are here in the beautiful Kearns Corner digital studio. I love what they've been doing with a lot of the zeros and ones. Live show starting a little late tonight because, we were doing a little bit of renovations and had to wrap up a couple.
I had to restart my Wi-Fi router. Let's just be honest with people, Keith. They're not surprised it's a tech issue for me if they've listened to this show for that long.
So if you've been listening to the show for an extended period of time, of course, know that be sure to follow us. If you're listening to us on the audio feed after the fact, be sure to follow the show, subscribe to the show, whatever the terminology is, rate, review us, unfollow, refollow, re-like, re-rate, re-review, and dive in. If you're watching us on twitter.com right now, be sure to follow our separate individual socials at State of Lou, where you're watching this, at Pink Seats Pod, which is the show-specific show where you're going to get all the good, juicy football exclusive tweets, at producer_Keith for me, at Vincent Lococo for him, and a little bit of off topic, but the Virginia fans found my super official, definitely relevant ACC power rankings, and they did not like the fact I had them in, I think, 5th.
Oh gosh,
I had so many Virginia fans in my.
It's about time. It's about time a fan base takes aim at you, Keith. You know, with one of your rankings, you were due. You weren't going to make it the whole season with a fan base not coming at you.
I'm legitimately shocked it wasn't Notre Dame, just because I have them in the ACC rankings.
They don't care. They're weird.
I got a little bit on like the first or second one, and then it's just like, okay, you get the joke at this point. So
yeah,
folks,
we all know what conference they should be in.
If you're watching us live and you want to join the conversation, head on over to the Pink Seats Party Deck over at the State of Louisville YouTube channel. You can hop in, find our live show, and you can dive in like Revelation 4:1 and Coliseum Chronicles, who've been giving us some chops during the little secret pre-show that we put on before the recorded version that we end up editing and putting up. So be sure. Tune in, check us out there. And now, Vince, before we dive into the Virginia Tech game, let's do a quick little around the ACC conversation. I want to make this kind of quick because we have got a hefty game notes segment today. If you're a film study junkie, I highly encourage you get in here to check out the game notes segment. We got a couple compliments on social media where it's like, do this more often. It's like,
that was
dog,
awesome.
This is year. I don't know how many years we've been doing this, but
we've actually since I've been on the show, we've actually improved it every single year. We started out with just me literally verbalizing everything, and that was just too much and too much to explain. And then we moved to the still shots with you last year, and then this year we decided to just start clipping everything as video.
Yeah. So again, if you're not watching on YouTube, it definitely enhances the segment, whether you're watching it on YouTube or on one of the Twitter live broadcasts. So if you're an audio listener, you don't have to tune in for the whole episode there, but I promise it's going to be a much more enjoyable experience if you check us out on YouTube or Twitter. So with that being said, first off, around the ACC, and we're going to start with some big news. A coach finally got their first ACC win. Chapel Bill makes the trip up to Syracuse, New York, and it sucks that Angeli got hurt because that Syracuse team was so fun when he was healthy. But man, they fell off a freaking cliff after Angeli got dinged up or got knocked out for the year. So
yeah,
UNC.
I think it's funnier that whenever you have UNC on our show notes, I read it as Unk because it's Bill Belichick is just old.
And not just his first ACC win. That's his first win against a P4 team, period. So congratulations, Bill Belichick.
College football, not so easy, Bill, huh?
It took you until week 10, but you finally got a power conference win. Another team. So NC State is apparently just the team that can beat undefeated in ACC play teams. Georgia Tech finally gets knocked off by NC State. And, I guess Dorn heard the calls for his job and like the supreme champion of making it awkward he is. Oh, okay, let's go get a top 10 win real quick and make things real awkward again.
Real awkward. Yeah, man. Tech finally falls. Very good football team still, obviously. Makes our conference even weirder because there's just so many one-loss teams now, and it's just awkward and weird.
If you would have told me that Haynes King would have thrown for 400 yards, ran for over 100 yards, and had no turnovers until the last play of the game, I would have thought they kicked the shit out of NC State.
Yeah, I would have thought at least 21-point victory. At least. Throwing for 300 plus and running for another 100. Dude, that's
400 plus.
Game. That's Lamar Jackson games.
So, just unreal. And not a lick of defense to be found. Miami, they lose again. We were talking about this one as we were getting set up for the watch party. We were watching. It's like, what'd be better for us here if Miami lost again to SMU to like pump up the ponies before we play them, or if SMU just loses and makes our game against Miami look better. So goes to overtime. SMU gets the win, so we kind of get to have our cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
Miami fans, of course, super upset, calling this the Cristobal game, like, which, that kind of makes me feel good. Like, we just brommed them, but SMU was just the Cristobal game. So.
So we just beat you guys. Ha.
I think this all but eliminates Miami from playoff contention, which sucks because it shouldn't. Like, this is one of the most talented rosters in the country. It's a damn good football team. But because our league doesn't pump its own tires and sniff its own farts like the SEC does,
right,
we don't seem to get that sort of national bias and respect. And that is one thing I'll give SEC coaches credit for. No matter what game, no matter what opponent, the first line after, like, post-game interview, the first line out of a coach's mouth, like, Georgia barely beat a really bad Florida team. Well, that's just the grind that is playing in the SEC. No, Gabe, you're safe. And I'm pretty sure Mario's first thing was sour grapes about the refs. How about you just talk about, hey, that's a really good SMU team that we played, and that's just the grind of an ACC schedule where anyone could get anyone.
Lane Kiffin's over here calling Mark Stoops the GOAT on social media, like openly putting that out there on social media.
I'm pretty sure at this point he's like a top 5 longest tenured coach in college football at this point. I know he's the longest tenured coach in that league. So
that doesn't make you don't get GOAT status for just being good and average. Like,
well, also Lane is a champion of shit posting.
I know, he's so funny.
He is a champion of shit. Other ACC games, what made me feel a little bit better, Notre Dame struggled with Boston College, only won by 2 scores in their game. That makes our game from 2 weeks ago look a little bit better, seeing that Notre Dame had to struggle with them too. One that kind of surprised me, Virginia went to the West Coast, and they just handled business for what felt like the first time in a few weeks. They actually just went out and handled their business against an opponent. They knocked off Cal on the road. Cal is starting to get spooky for the Bears now. They're stuck at 5 wins. I fingers crossed they aren't getting their 6th this weekend. Might be starting to get a little antsy in their pantsy coming down to the end of the season. They still have to play Stanford, but
I think they should. Well, see, I was thinking about that. Where else do they have to travel, Keith? Because traveling here is obviously going to suck for them.
Yeah, that's a super long travel.
To Stanford won't suck much for them.
Yeah, and also, I mean, that's a big rivalry game. And then, we're their last road game. They have home against.
I bet they get 6.
Well, they've got us home against SMU and then Stanford on the road. So, I don't know, man. Cal fighting for bowl eligibility here, so we shall see. Speaking of Stanford, whoa, no, we can't forget about this one. A school that you have slandered an awful lot over the years. Duke goes to Death Valley and knocks off Clemson. And the only note I had on this, and it's a sting that we felt. At Stats of War, Parker Fleming on Twitter, he puts up the "Did we really get beat that bad?" graphic every week, and it talks about like the team's net success rates.
Yep.
And Clemson had, I believe it was the 5th highest differential in net success rate versus their opponent out of all of college football, and lost at home to Duke. That's a back-breaking loss, man. Like, I don't think they're canning Dabo anytime soon, but I think that's the loss that gets conversations to actually start.
He damn near started it in his post-game press conference with his comments saying I might get fired after that. But, like, what kind of loser talk is that? I mean, it's just – I'm not going to give Duke – I'll give them a good pat on the back. I'm not going to give them any other compliment other than that, Keith, because as you have on our show notes, it's Death Valley, DEAF.
Yep.
Not death anymore. So, I mean, it's not really, that crazy to go into Clemson at this point and beat them with how that football team's looking.
It's weird just because I refuse to accept that they're dead. But, man, you go out and you outperform a team that drastically and you still lose. That can break a team. I mean,
you're more afraid of being a light switch. You don't want to be the light switch team. Hopefully, I mean, we're too late in the season to be that, but I mean, like at Duke, that was kind of more where I was just afraid stuff was going to start clicking for them at some point, and then it's like, oh, Clemson's starting to look like Clemson,
Yeah.
and
So
then we're screwed.
I I just think, especially with only like 3 or 4 games left in the year, that could be the one that seals this roster. Just saying, okay, screw it, let's stay healthy. They've got a ton of talent on that roster still. I'm just not going to get injured. We're going to focus on NFL draft prep to try and salvage whatever draft stock I have in the offseason. So, yeah, that was a tough one. Pitt goes out west, and they smoked a lot of tree. And by that, I mean Stanford. Just kicked their ass. Pitt, holy shit, we might have been the light switch for Pitt. Like, they turned it on as soon as after our game got passed. So that win, I know, despite the fact that if you actually like peek behind the curtain and look at what actually happened, maybe not that impressive, but hey, just from an outsider's view, and if you're just looking resume deep, that's looking like a hell of a win for us right now.
Looking way better as the weeks go on. I'm definitely hoping Pitt continues to win. I mean, it's very thankful we didn't have to play that quarterback, Keith.
Yeah. So, and finally, the last game of the ACC play that I wanted to make sure we talked about. We started this segment with a first, and let's finish it with a first. Getting their first ACC win of the season in what is a slaughterhouse grinder of a league. The lowly Florida State Seminoles handle their business at home against Wake Forest, which honestly, I'm a little surprised because I've been really high on Dickert, Wake Forest's head coach. I thought this was a game the Deacons could have jumped up and got the Noles, but the talent shined. They played a good game of football, and they just applied boot to ass this entire game. So ACC, it's getting weird. Virginia still sitting 8-1, undefeated in conference play.
It had been over a year since Florida State had won an ACC game, right? Because they only went 2 and something last year, and then I believe that was a stat I've been seeing. Like after their first, when they were still in like contention for stuff, after their first ACC loss, I remember the stat along those lines.
I believe that this was only their second ACC win since the ACC championship game against us, which is just friggin' wild. But
that's insane. How good was Jordan Travis? All right, continue.
ACC conference, incredibly muddy at this point. Virginia Tech 5-0, 8-1 on the season, with their only loss being NC State. But of course, that doesn't count as an ACC game, which of course continues to make things even more awkward. Then Georgia Tech, Pittsburgh, us, SMU, and Duke, all with 1 loss in conference play. Us and Virginia Tech, the only teams with 1 loss as a whole on the season. So I believe that puts the 2 of us in the driver's seat. I don't know what the tiebreaker scenario shakes out to be, but that game against SMU could have some significant ACC title implications as long as we avoid damage getting there. So with that being said, that's going to wrap up the Around the ACC segment. We're going to take a quick break and listen to a little spot from our friends over at Burn Boot Camp, and then we're finally gonna get started talking about the Virginia Tech game as a whole. So see you on the other side of the break. We'll be right back. Football season is here, and if you're looking for a place to get after it like you're still in the locker room, Burn Boot Camp is where you need to be. It's not your typical gym. This is all about community, accountability, and pushing each other to be better every day. Whether you're just getting started or already in game shape, Burns Group Workouts have you covered with one-on-one personal training built right in. They've got locations in Louisville, Prospect, and Crestwood, so no excuses about not getting there. Morning, afternoon, evening, they've got classes that fit your busy schedule. And parents, you'll love this. They even offer complimentary child watch. Right now, you can sign up for a free 3-day trial with unlimited workouts. Check Burn Boot Camp online at burnbootcamp.com and see for yourself what it's all about. Then get off the sidelines and get in the game with Burn Boot Camp.
Keith, you're muted. But
damn it, Keith versus the mute button, undefeated.
Dude, you must have some sunglasses on or something during whenever you recorded that, you had to have been at a game or something that Saturday before that. I mean,
I
oh my God.
100% did. And I wish the excuse was sunglasses. I just have a brow that I believe my ancestry can be traced directly back to the Neanderthal population. Because I've got a massive ass brow, and then my eyes
Yeah.
are way back in there,
That
man.
was so funny. Oh my gosh. Like, because I guess I just am so used to seeing you not tan at this point with how the weather is that seeing you tan was like, whoa.
Hey, man, it's that burn boot camp. I was burning in there.
Yeah, no shit. We both were. I mean, God bless. I don't even want to think about puking again.
Huge thank you to our friends over at Burn Boot Camp again for sponsoring the show. If you haven't seen the short yet of the content that the three of us did there, again, had a great time, was a great workout. Warn me next time before we go on National Burpee Day because my God.
Why didn't they invite us for like National Bench Press Day? That would have been
Right?
awesome. That would have been great.
Right?
National Curl Day, National Tricep Day. Those are the days you have us.
So, exactly. Well, regardless, was very happy to show up, hang out, do some fun with us, do some fun content with the sponsors. Favorite moment of that shot was just the still frame of the bathroom door with Jacob's audio coming through.
Oh man, that was classic.
Glorious.
I wish Taylor would have got the one of me doing a burpee where I just fell on my face too. That would have been good.
It's pretty good. So you know what else was pretty good? Our watch party at Flanagan's. So I want to huge thank you to our friends over at Flanagan's for hooking us up with a sweet setup. That back little patio area, they had like couch set. It had our own little special bar area just for us. Couple of private TVs, a couple more that were right behind us, and a different little lounge later. We had a banner. And huge thanks to our friends over at Surfside for sponsoring the event. We had as much delicious Surfside as we could handle, including the victory shotgun Surfside. Don't think we didn't change the tide with that halftime shotgun.
Dude, the raspberry one was my favorite. That was the only one I'd been missing out of like trying all the Surfsides, and it did not disappoint.
That one, like, just quick flavor review. That one, if you like raspberry, just like the flavor of raspberry, that one punches you in the mouth with raspberry as soon as you sip it. I can see how that would be in a huge favorite. So
yeah,
vibes were pretty good setting up there, and I'm glad. I needed the watch party to kind of pick me up because I was feeling kind of blah going into that game. Like I didn't have that confidence that was building up like I did for the Miami game where
it's easy to get amped up, just like any player, Keith. It's easy to get up for Miami and Clemson, but when you're playing a Virginia Tech who's already fired their head coach, but you know it's a tough stadium and everything, the only thing you have to look forward to is really the entrance, and it's like it's hard to get up for.
Yeah, well, I mean, it seemed like we did because we come out first drive, two explosive. Well, first drive, 3 and out. We get the ball, 2 explosive plays, and just like that, we're up 7-0, and then an immediate like 5 and out, I think it was. Just shut them down. They punt it back to us. So we have the chance to really take advantage of, like, take this game by the throat and just run away with it. And feel free to use whatever name you want for, like, there's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I think I'm going to name this character Miller Miss when he just makes an inexplicably bad read out of nowhere. Yeah. Throws a terrible interception across the middle, gives Virginia Tech the ball at the our 37-yard line, and allows the Hokies to score early to even the game. And then momentum just completely swings. Tech scores, they force a 3 and out for us, block a punt to take a lead off a safety, and then just
the block punt was like a gut punch, Keith. Like all I could talk about to you and to the people watching was the percentages of you winning a football game just go down drastically when a play like that happens in a football game. That's like worst case scenario, ugly for a football team. Yeah,
it was not great. Not great to say the least. So then it completely swings. Like defense rallies, forces another 3 and out, but then their punter boots, I think it was like a 68 or 70-yard kick, pins us at our 2. We can't do anything with the ball. We punt, nowhere nearly as effective as them. They get the ball super close to midfield, immediately score again. So then we're struggling, and we finally start to put a drive together. And then we end up 3rd and 1. Try to run up the middle, no avail. And then we line up in shotgun in the deuce package.
That's
and
just
of
a bad
course,
play call, man.
I,
That's bad play call.
I'm right there with you. Like, I can't be the only one. Like, you all saw it.
I'll talk about that play a little bit more in the show notes, but like, not even in detail of it. I just think that there should be some form of a pass play off of that. I mean, weeks prior, they're thinking Deuce Adams is your running quarterback. You are bringing him in to run the football, but Deuce isn't a running back. Deuce is a quarterback. You can throw the football with him with confidence. So why not just give the guy the old Tebow one step to the line of scrimmage and then let him sink back and throw something?
I am 100% convinced we are sitting on a play action play out of that formation.
Oh, you are.
To bust out either if we're in trouble against SMU or Clemson or hell, God forbid, Kentucky. Yeah. Maybe in the ACC title game, or if we run the table to bust out on like a big name team. Like, there has to be a play action built in off of that formation that we're just sitting on waiting to let rip.
Right.
But still, I feel like we're just overcomplicating it. Run the damn sneak.
Yeah, you're overcomplicating things at that point. Run the sneak, put the ball in your All-American running back hands, or put it in Keyjuan's hands, who's a damn good running back in his own right. I mean, you have 2 guys you could turn around and hand the ball off to, and we put the ball in our redshirt freshman quarterback's hands, which I don't think that's the wrong thing to do, just the wrong call.
Yeah, and like, again, I don't hate the formation. I don't necessarily hate the play call. I just hate using it in that situation. So frustrating. And then it continued to be a frustrating first half, but shout out to the defense, man. Second half got going. We finally started to put some things together. We scored touchdowns on 2 of our 3 drives in the third quarter, had a couple phenomenal kick return or punt returns from Colin Lacey. Yeah. Defense pitched a shutout in the second half. And then, it just continued to be a defensive slugfest. We finally get a big Keyjuan Brown touchdown late to sort of seal the game away and end up winning 28-16.
We were establishing the run throughout all that second half, it felt like. I mean, just being able to impose our will with Isaac and Keyjuan. And the passing game, you saw it start to work off of that. It's definitely a requirement for this team to get the ball moving on the ground first before we start thinking about throwing the ball.
Oh, of course. And I mean, we only ended up having, I believe it was like 150 or 130 passing yards with Miller Moss. Like, it was not a statistically impressive day at the office for him. But for high-level observations of this game, I guess the first thing, the offensive line wasn't a story. And compared to the first few weeks of the season, I will take that. That is a vast improvement.
Yeah,
Trevante Sylvester coming back. Like, I know I made comments like it's unfair to judge an O-line based off of your starting left tackle missing. I didn't think he was going to make this kind of difference to go from being an absolute liability where it's by far the weakest unit of our team to now we're not raving about him.
There's not even a play in the game notes that I have where it's me really complaining about the offensive line. It's really more compliments and stuff. It's just completely flipped since Sylvester's came back into the picture. And like, I completely agree with you, Keith. I did not think that he would make, I mean, I've been on rosters with Mekhi Becton and everything, but I didn't think it was going to be this kind of an impact, you know? It's been quite impressive.
Yeah. I don't know what sort of, vibes or magic juju he brings to that O-line unit when he's on the field, but man, put him on staff as an assistant or a GA after this year, because we can't let that man leave this program. We need him on the team in some aspect because our O-line's just way better with him. Yeah. High level observations, other ones on the offense, ugly game. And it just seemed like, especially the first half, we just couldn't get anything going outside of a couple explosive plays on that first drive. But second half, like, you find a way to start to string together a couple long drives in the second half, a couple of like 7-8 play drives to chew clock, improve your field position. And man, I was so impressed with Chris Bell. Like his stat line isn't going to be overwhelmingly impressive with this game, but Miller threw some bad balls that Bell was able to pull in and then get a few more yards out of, where lesser receivers might have like kept a head up or like tried to peek to avoid contact and just wouldn't have made the grab. So I was
Chris
impressed with
Bell's
Bell.
not afraid of any contact. Colin Lacey's not afraid of any contact for that matter. I mean, that kid proved that last year, coming off of broken collarbone in the time frame he did. I mean, I was happy with both those guys, man. It wasn't anything too flashy. Get the job done. I loved the way they blocked downfield. All the big runs were sprung because those wide receivers decided to block downfield or at least do their job to run their man off, stick an arm out, get in the way of somebody, whatever it might have been. I was happy with them.
Yeah, and then we talked about it on the live stream a little bit. How freaking huge was it getting Keywan Brown back out of the portal? Him and Isaac were phenomenal this game. Isaac had the explosive plays, and it sucks that he had what looks like a hamstring injury. I don't think anything official was announced, but I mean, just looking at how that play and how he pulled up and what he was grabbing at, you assume it's hopefully just a tweak, but you don't know.
Dude,
but
the human body is not made to. You've ran a 40-yard dash before. I've ran a 40-yard dash. Neither one of us are that damn fast, but they teach you to run through it for a reason because the human body is just not made to make that kind of sudden stop. And man, I know exactly what was going through his brain, either slowing up and, obviously just taking it easy out of bounds, which he tried to do, or like potentially running through that, slipping and getting hurt even more, tearing something. You never know what could happen when you actually make it. There's a lot of slick shit over on the sideline over there. So you never know what you could hit. Hit a cord that's loose that somebody didn't tape down that day and
hit the chain.
Season. Exactly. You hit a chain. I mean, Brewer used to make me make cut-ups of guys hitting the chain gang and, getting hurt, falling on top of the chain. So anything's possible when you hit that sideline. Man, it's just so unfortunate, though. You hate to see a kid who's battled back to get healthy, have two phenomenal games, and then, get banged up again.
Yeah, but on the other side of that coin, Keywan is friggin' back, man. That kid is running so violent. Coliseum Chronicles in the Pink Seats party deck calling that out as well. That kid had a huge game, and, I love him being our closer, like our fourth quarter running back, where it's like, oh, we've been wearing down the defense all game. Keywan, go in there and just beat the hell out of this defense. I love that kid so much.
It's so miserable. It's straight beating the body. It's beating the body, and then we're gonna go attack at the head right there. And Keywan's the guy that's gonna be throwing the hooks.
Yeah. Defensive side of the ball. Look, we talked about it before the game. Kyron Drones is a freak athlete, and you knew he was going to make some plays. I liked what Virginia Tech did schematically with that looping motion to move the linebackers out of position and try to draw some things up. We did a hell of a job adapting, and they played it on a really good first half and an incredible second half. Now, part of that, did you get the feeling rewatching the game that Virginia Tech just kind of stopped doing what was working in the second half?
Yeah, I definitely I caught that the second rewatch for sure. Is I noticed it just seemed like the motions and things that you're talking about. I loved that too, Keith. I mean, it was giving Drones the clearest read he could possibly have. I mean, most of the time our guy was running with it to identify man coverage of some sort, and we're moving the linebacker out of the tackle box. I mean, it's a hell of a play call. It's why'd they just go away from that? I'm not complaining.
I'm
happy they did. Yeah, I'm happy they did.
And I mean, it wasn't like it was an overwhelming scheme to start with. Virginia Tech on the game only had 164 yards rushing on 40 attempts, which is wild. And then Kyron Drones only had 76 passing yards. So defense, it's beginning to be a repeat thing that we just constantly are saying. Hell of a job, defense.
Hell of a job, Coach English. I mean, people were talking about if we have to change one thing and Jeff Brom's staff or anything, Ron English would be, I mean, everybody should be, kissing Ron English's ass right now. He's been calling phenomenal football games.
And then I wanted to take a quick second, highlight special teams this game. You had the Lows The punt team, we have to be better. The punting has to be better. And it's been very surprising to see the in-game performances because, like, I was out there at open practices. Those kids were friggin' booming the ball. Yeah. I don't know what happens where it's just not clicking in games where we're not getting those big driving punts like we are in practice, but that has to change because it's getting frustrating just seeing how outmatched we are at times in the punting game. Starting with a negative, but now switching to positives. Colin Lacey, freaking special kick returner. I know everyone on the pod has already put their hand up in a punt. Kick, universal kick. So kickoff and punt return. Everyone on the pod has put their hand up, apologized, acknowledged they were wrong because I was one of the loudest ones. Don't put your best player back there returning kick. Give that damn kid the ball in as many ways as possible because that kid can make some special plays.
I can't remember how I felt about it. I'm sure I was indifferent towards it, but I mean, I put the ball in your best player's hands. It's just smart football.
And I want to take a second to call out something that is underappreciated on this team. Nick Keller is a fucking weapon at kickoff. We had 6 kickoffs in this game. And one of those was off a safety where it was even farther back than normal. We had 5 touchbacks. That kid, and the one kick they did return, the kid returned it out of the end zone and got tackled short of the 25. So it was a bad return. And then also they got a penalty, so it knocked him back even further. Like, Nick Keller has been so freaking good at kickoffs, and it goes so underappreciated because how often are kick returners a major threat in college football? It's very,
flip
very
the whole
often.
field.
And this kid just eliminates it. Like, congratulations, you're getting the ball at the 25, and you're going to like it, buddy. No chance for a big play for you. You're not flipping the field on us. You're going to have to put a long drive together. Nick, Big Kick Keller has been phenomenal. And I just wanted to shout out his performance on the season because this kid has been really, really good, and I don't think we're sufficiently appreciating that leg of his.
Yes, phenomenal leg. Congratulations.
You know what else is phenomenal?
What?
No guess or anything?
No, sorry. I heard sirens outside my house.
It's the deep state coming try and shut us down again. Nah, no one else is phenomenal. Vince's game notes. So if you're a film
you put me
junkie,
on the big screen.
If you're a fan, I want you to dive in here and check out this segment because this is for you all. We get to take a look at some of the main plays throughout the course of the game. And, if you're a newbie to football, it's a chance to educate yourself and learn more about the ins and outs of someone who is on a Division I coaching staff. So hop on in and let's dive straight into the game notes. Vince, the floor is yours.
Keith, it's like you had the game notes earlier in the day and almost get to look at them before because we're going to talk about motions immediately right now. I mean, first play of the game from these guys. My biggest complaint of this is, before we get going on the whole thing, is there's no down or distance score in any of this when I did the rewatch. I don't know if that was just a CW thing or what, but it definitely bothered me. You see the guy motioning down right here, and it's essentially, you got to look. That's a tight end. That's not a wide receiver. He's moving him down for a reason, and it's either to come across the line of scrimmage or to come down and crack back on somebody. Keith, at the next one. Right there, you can see RDB, I hope, is sitting there yelling. It looks, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, assuming right here, Keith, that he is yelling crack, 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 crack. Right, because that's what's coming. That's day one football stuff that you should be taught. What bothers me is watch our nickel right. I believe that's the nickel.
Yeah, I think
in the slot
Watts.
right here. Yeah, Watts on the ACC logo. I want you to watch how much he moves once the ball is snapped. The next clip will be able to show it. So ball snapped, everything's moving. Keith, go back and forth between those two. The ball snaps. Your guy's coming at you. Your hands haven't moved. Your feet haven't moved to take a step. Nothing is going on. And you're going to end up getting beat to the spot by a tackle and not being able to set an edge. And that's the biggest problem of this entire play right here. So you see why I have circled exactly where he should be going. Keith, hit the next one so we can see the video. Everybody can see it a lot better. It's like he's stuck in cement for a half second, but in a football play, that half second is all you need for an offensive lineman to get on you.
Ugh. Yeah, I want this to loop so we can go back. So ball snapped, waiting. He's just now moved. Now he got a little bit of a hand put on him by 3, but still, like
Right.
Virginia Tech has had the opportunity to toss. An offensive line, play side, mind you, has the chance
Yeah.
to run 10 and get his hips turned around to where he's going upfield.
He's square.
And you're still on this spot. And honestly, he's lucky that he just got a little push and just did not get completely flat backed here, because these are the opportunities that tackles dream about.
Exactly. He's probably pissed right there. He didn't get him on the first go down.
Yeah.
Like that tackle was going down on the ground right there, regardless if he went on top of somebody or not. Like, look at it. Oh, yep.
And those
All
are
right.
the type of, well, I was just going to say, those are the type
ahead.
of plays we were worried about, because Virginia Tech does those very well. That's what we thought. Oh, shit, Virginia Tech's going to throw that at us all game. Can we stop it?
Right. So this is a split zone football play. When I say split zone, it's basically your fullback, Nate, tight end in this situation, coming across the line of scrimmage, either to hit the end man on the line of scrimmage or to go up and hit a linebacker like you're about to see right here. So hit the next one, Keith. This is basically just day one football stuff of follow your fullback, who is your tight end right here. I mean, and he gets blown up on this, but that he's doing his job. I mean, Isaac Brown, he's giving him one cut lane, and we're off to the races at that point. Hit the next one, Keith. Nate does a great job. Bang, he gets hit, doesn't go down or nothing. He just takes one to the chin, and I mean,
he gets away with a little.
I'm sure he got away with a little hold. But
gets
I'm sure
away
he'd
with a
be
little
happy
hold.
taking one on the chin. I'd be happy taking one on the chin for a touchdown any day of the week like this. I mean,
Also, I mean, how often have we seen O linemen try to pull and get blown up in the hole just like this? Like, I'm not gonna yell at a tight end. He gets his arms around, and not the greatest run blocking technique, but you know what? No one asks about the technique when you put 7 on the board. So
nope. And watch the wide receiver top of the screen right here. Just being able to get in the way right there. That's all it needed. And like that's the best. That's what I love about wide receivers blocking downfield. You get huge plays like that. Keith, you're gonna love this one because we're going over the gallop step. This is why you use this right here. You see where the linebackers are, right? Keith, if we pull down the line of scrimmage right here, we're just not gonna have the angle for it. And we gallop step, hit the next one. For this reason, look at our shoulders are square to the line of scrimmage. We can go forward and hit both of these linebackers and not have any issue. This is why we run the gallop. Go ahead, Keith. Let it hit. Let it hit. Nope. Let it hit and enjoy and watch. Look at that. First down, Cardinals. That's why you gallop step, Keith.
see, I'm just saying you can be an athlete by just turning your left foot and be an athlete.
But what if they're not the athlete? What if they're not the athlete? The gallop step might be better. And the gallop step in a lot of situations like this works better because you're keeping your shoulders square to the line of scrimmage and still providing a clear running lane for Isaac Brown to get there. Great job.
I'm going to be the old man yelling at a cloud. I'm still anti-gallop step.
I know. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I'm going to be yelling about targeting for the rest until they put me on the ground. So I hear you.
Same.
Yeah. So this was a terrible, terrible ball. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts around it right here. What our slot receiver, Colin Lacey's supposed to be doing, well, he does a great job of it, is he's pulling that outside linebacker and that safety out of the play. Like, he really even shouldn't be looking to throw it to Colin unless Miller knows he has the arm strength to get it there, which we can tell by the ball he throws here. He does not. And he should know that in himself as a player, that I'm not going to be able to get that ball to him. And the real guy he should be hitting is the dig that's coming underneath of it. Hit the next clip, Keith. You can see right there that we have the separation. We have, multiple throwing lanes. You even have, no, you don't have them because that linebacker is going to come down. But the dig coming behind, it's open. It's wide open. And it's frustrating that he doesn't even – I thought he was going there for a split second. We were watching this together during the live show, Keith. But, man, I was very surprised when he, did what he did. Yeah. There's your lane for it. It's
it stinks because the camera is just wide enough. So I'm going to drag the mouse over. Our receiver, this DB does a great job. He's staying right in our receiver's hip pocket because he's right on top of him, just a yard farther downfield.
Look at six booking ass right there across on the bottom of your screen to try and break up the play that's likely going to happen across the field. I mean, I'm sure we weren't the only ones that were surprised Miller was throwing it to this guy right here. Let it ride. You see Lacey pull him out.
Collins, man, he was there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a frustrating football play.
And you don't even have to change the throw time. Like, it's already out. Just look to your second read. He's got the separation. He's coming across the field, and he has a 1.5 yard advantage. So you can fit that ball in this window. But
you think those that would be the ball he'd be looking to throw, Keith? We've talked about him. I'm sure if we're seeing it, they're seeing it in the film room. I mean, that's his best ball is between the tackles like that. Yeah. He should not have been looking to go deep right there. There's 3 guys in the end of the picture.
And hell of defensive coverage, so can't sell that short. Like 7 times out of 10, DB probably doesn't make that level of coverage, and maybe he gets away with it. But that was a back-breaking pick because then he returns it all the way back to like our 43-yard line.
I cut it
instead
off.
of a short field.
Looking at all that, I didn't feel like looking at all that stuff. Right here, I'm not. I think it's an outside linebacker at this point or D end, but you can't get driven off the line of scrimmage this bad at all ever. But in this situation in particular, I mean, you're getting driven off 2-3 yards. You're about to get what the tight end position likes to call. Stu Holt used to tell us to score with your man right here. Take your man and drive his ass into the end zone and we'll score. And that's exactly what happens. I'm not sure why either one of the guys at the top of the screen as well aren't going now. Why are they stacked on top of each other? You should never in any football play have 2 defensive players stacked directly on top of each other like this. You know, that's both of those guys being stuck in mud. So go now.
Yeah.
Let it ride, Keith, so we can see the full. And you can see he gets driven all the way back. End up getting finished in the end zone. There's nothing worse than that as a defensive player, getting finished in the end zone.
That's annoying, too, because Wes does a solid job setting the edge. Like, he eats the contact, doesn't get completely blown up, but gets moved just enough to leave a little seam. And it's not just that you're getting blocked. You're also getting in your teammate's way because you see I think that's a DB. Perry? Yeah, DB getting blocked into Caleb Perry's way. And now I don't know why those other 2 linebackers at the top aren't covering over yet, but they're not going to be able to at this point because line's in the way. So you're just completely mucked up. And when you have an athlete as big and as strong as Drones, that's an easy 6.
Yep. I mean, I knew Drones was going to get his at this point. I mean, whenever he was in the red zone. All right, this was a battle I was looking forward to. I don't know how many Cards fans had this one listed, but the special teams battle between former special teams coordinator Stu Holt and current special teams coordinator Carl Maslowski, which Carl and Stu worked together under Scott Satterfield's staff as co-special teams coordinating guys. So it was a funny little duel, and I guess Stu got the best of him on this one right here because this is a hell of a punt block call. I mean, quite frankly, I didn't think we even had the numbers. Hit the back view, Keith. And you see it right here.
Yeah, we got hat on hat, and if you're looking over here, you've got 12 blocking here, 44 blocking here, 85 blocking here.
We didn't have the numbers. That's just
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6,
that's what I was doing earlier.
And long snapper's not going to block, so you got 7 trying to block 8.
Leaves 1 free hitter, and Stu called it perfect. I mean, this was a dime piece of a football. Sometimes you just have to tip your cap, and this was one of those that, man, you would have liked to
too slow getting the ball out.
Yeah, too slow getting the ball out for sure. Here, let it ride, Keith. The block it's on there. Which I hated how they did that camera view. I would have loved to see the full thing.
And because it's not even particularly close. Like, he's already up and on him before the ball's dropped and kicked. Like, he realistically could have had another, like, could have gotten there a quarter of a second quicker.
Or maybe he should have, I say this, it's very difficult, but doing a little sidestep rugby punt. What do you say right here? Like, be an athlete. You talk about being an athlete with offensive lineman, Keith. Be an athlete. Just sidestep it and give me a little rugby punt, right? Rugby punt. All right, so I got Caleb Perry again with his eyes, man. I have TJ Quinn circled here for a positivity for TJ, but a negative as well for Caleb. Hit the next clip, Keith. So the ball is being rolled out, and Caleb Perry is engaged with this man, right? And that's gonna be the guy that ends up leaking out on this play. And I want you to watch and see where Perry ends up this next clip and where his eyes are. So he's completely disengaged with his man at this point, and he's backpedaling again, straight back. Look at the distance between him and TJ Quinn. That's an odd distance to be having your linebackers at. Look where TJ's eyes are. TJ's eyes are on the quarterback, like they should be. But Caleb should really be looking at that back out of the backfield guy that's about to leak out. So hit the next one, Keith. They're stacked on top of each other at this point, and still Caleb's eyes are still on the quarterback. You can tell by where his face mask is pointed. And at this point, TJ Quinton's going to go ahead and steal a tackle from him because it's just that bad. So play it through. Watch him engage.
So Pop bails and
continues to backpedal, and TJ completely at this point beats him from the opposite side. Like, that is not you got to get your head and your eyes in the right spot, man. It's not rocket science. The guy's right in front of you. I get it's an extremely late leak, but I don't even really see why you would disengage with that guy, Keith. I would honestly just stay engaged with him right there and then keep extending the edge. Just keep extending the edge. So Drones has to keep going and keep going and keep going, and eventually your boys on the inside will get that play.
That was a weird one.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So right here we need TJ, as I just give TJ a compliment. We need TJ to slow play this right here. I mean, he just, for whatever reason, just decides to take off like a bat out of hell. He's a two-gap player here, but play it slower. So his gap is definitely, he has a gap over and the gap closer to him on the inside as well. He's playing both of those gaps, but slow play it so you don't get beat and give the running back a hole.
Yeah, it looks like he commits a gap super early.
Exactly. You commit a gap super early based off of your tackle or your triangle read of guards blocking down and everything, but you have to read the entirety of the football play still too.
Yep.
That's just day one misdirection stuff, Keith. I mean, linebackers are taught to read the triangle, your guards to centers to fullback, and if your guard, center, both going to block down. Oh, yeah, the ref cam. I forgot about this one. This is my favorite angle. I love this about the CW, y'all. Yeah, you see it right here. He just completely takes himself out of the play following the offensive lineman.
Yep. Then guard washes Perry out, and that leaves a nice little lane for them to run.
That's a sick camera angle. Absolutely sick.
Ref cam sharp.
Yeah. All right, right here we have all 11 to the football. This was beautiful. So what we should have had happen on one of the previous plays was extending the edge, and we're going to get that right here. So hit the next one, Keith.
I'm trying.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
you see it right here. We have inside arm engaged with his man, making sure that he can't get beat on the outside with his outside arm free. You've got 1, 2, 3 guys on the inside right there ready to make a play as soon as he cuts up. Another guy on the outside in case he tries taking it further to the sideline. This was just a beautiful football play from the defense. Hit the next one, Keith, so we can see it all the way played through. Watch him set the edge, inside arm, outside arm, beautiful. Keep fighting.
Clothesline.
I don't blame him bitching for holding right there either. That was seemed like he was getting a little held to me. This clothesline's nasty though.
Yeah, big Renee.
Where are we at right here? Play 10. Go where he's going to be, not where he's at, Keith.
Yep. We talked about this on the live stream.
This was 3 plays on this drive right here. We get hit with something that looks like this.
Either a swing or a bubble.
Exactly. Which in my wide receiver terms, really, those get grouped all in the same family based off how you're blocking. And I mean, it's all the same. So watch right here. We're going directly at the guy. It doesn't make sense. The corner is taking the inside route. You never take the inside path. Ever.
Happiest guy about that pursuit angle is this wide receiver right here, because all they got to do is just get a little hand on the shoulder and a gentle push, and you've got your block made.
Made his life so much easier. Yeah, hit the next one, Keith, because I have 3 plays of just this. played a little bit better, but why are we sitting? Why are we sitting? You see him go. What's the pedal for? What's the pedal for in that, Keith? What are we backpedaling for? Did you see an indicator of somebody going down for a route? I didn't.
Yeah, I don't know if they had preached watch the double move like a fake bubble double move or something, but we just didn't look prepared for one of the most
go to the
basic.
Start of this play. Even at the double move, you're in a good football stance right there. Don't bail out. Just sit there, and you'll be fine and be able to make a play.
Shit, I couldn't even pause it in time. He's already bailing out.
Exactly, dude. He's already bailing. Hit the next one so we can finally get these three. I had all three of these grouped in the same family.
Which, hold on. I want to see the start of this one again. Were they in a stack or was that just... Why are we losing that numbers game? I'm going to try and pause it on the start.
I assume it's to contain drones. But you're leaving you're going to leave that one-on-one matchup right there?
2-on-1.
Yeah, well, yeah, sorry. Yeah, 2-on-1. You're going to leave that matchup? That's like high school football stuff right there, man. You can't be doing that.
Counting. Because you see, like, Capers makes a decent effort to try and get out there, but at that point, that's a big boy, and he's got a head of steam. Like,
yeah, you're screwed at that point. All right, so I love this play for two separate reasons. You have your All-American running back who is not afraid to sit his ass in there and block for the quarterback so other people can make a play. And Chris Bell, like we've talked about from the first week, Keith, is so smart with these drag routes, being able to tell what you can already see it pre-snap. What Chris is looking at. Look at that corner and outside linebacker already kind of creep down. Chris is already kind of getting a gauge of what all he's going to be running against. Now, is it going to look like that when the ball snapped? Nobody knows. But he's getting a pre-snap read of what he thinks he's going to be seeing. And Isaac Brown, you'll see why I have him circled. I mean, this was pretty bad, like, blocking for him, Keith, because you could see his whole left arm wrapped around the back right here. It's worse on the video. But the dude has his hips engaged. I mean, that is a hang clean right there.
That is inside leverage on a block. I'll give a running back credit where it's due. He got inside the D lineman, made the block.
Yep. And I mean, that's the only reason this play is made. You see right here, Chris lets him know I want the ball. The minus he probably got on this is drifting. You see him drift. You see Chris drift with the route and with where he's just set it down right there and take a sharp turn like he did against Miami. And, you never know what could happen at that point with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, would like a more confident throw from Miller there, but he gets knocked off platform because Isaac Brown's a little guy and can't block big guy well. And this was a ball that we were talking about, not quite on target, but Bell comes up with it, gets the first down.
Right. Where are we at? 12. Okay, yes. Love this for Miller Moss right here, man. Any opportunity, you can to extend the football play and to you see green grass, just take it, man. You get any opportunity like that, just take it. Because they're not going to be, nobody's sitting in there saying, I'm going to run a QB spot for Miller Moss. No. Nobody in the country is saying that. So take advantage of stuff like this when it's given to you.
If anything, I would have liked to have seen more of it later in the game.
Yes, seriously. And Keith, we already talked about this one. This is your Deuce Adams in right here. You got to think he sees some form of a pass play, like you said, against Clemson or Kentucky. I mean, and even Tech is covering it well. You see they're covering that bubble. I mean, they definitely know, a pass will come off this. You're muted. Huh.
And Deuce makes the right read on this play. It's just you have Jalil Skinner trying to block a nose tackle, and that goes about the way you would expect it to go. You can see him about halfway at this point getting tossed out the club. Yeah. So I'm going to start this again from the beginning, and you can watch because, it's there if we can get the block. Skinner just gets beat to the inside, gets tossed off, and 98 makes the play.
Yeah, it was yeah. That means that I don't get Skinner's block right there, man.
I mean, so
just why?
Yeah,
I don't get this one, Jeff. I don't get this one. I don't get this play call.
I don't get why you have Skinner there in this package because I think that's Penalario in the backfield. Bring put Kariski in, or if that's Kariski, put Penalario in the backfield.
Yeah, but it's something. So this right here was very frustrating. I had this one as where are you going? Had no notes, nothing. Just where are you going? Keith, hit it. Hit the next one. Or maybe this is yeah, you got it right. Yeah. I don't there's nobody. Now go back to the still shot.
Hold on.
The second
I'm
the
gonna
second still shot.
Okay.
There is nobody over there.
The linemen
Not
are
a soul over there. Keith, it doesn't matter. There's not a tight end, there's not a running back. There is nobody over there. You were completely taking yourself out of the football play right here for no reason.
safety's doing it too. I don't know.
Exactly. That's what I said when I clipped this one. I have
What?
one note. Where are you going? Yeah, that was frustrating. This one's frustrating as well. I wanted to see Miller hit his check down. Second play I have of this. Yeah, hit your check down right here. Even though Chris is making his guy fall.
You also have Collins coming across the back. If he sits, maybe he's open, finding a hole in the zone as well. But I assume the read wasn't designed to get that far.
Right.
But you have a check down. Use it.
You have the check down, and I take that more as a Miller sack than I do the offensive line sack. I think
He ran into it.
Exactly. This is how it should be ran. Bang. Right there. Nice and simple. And even if you look at the first one, like Chris Bell ended up making his guy fall.
Let me go back to that one because
Yeah,
I like
no,
seeing
I'm
Chris
really
Bell. I like seeing Chris Bell beat defenders.
Yeah. See, that guy fell. If you just like have a little bit more pocket awareness and where you're at in the pocket, you could have made that throw too, Keith.
Yep.
But it's the exact same route concept with a curl and a flat. And Miller makes a great ball on the second one, and it's like where are you going with the first one? Just where are you at? This one, I have yes times 2. That's how I classify Miller's runs. Yes, all exclamation points. So this one right here, great job. Take it where you see it, man. I don't care if it was for 3, 4, and he took a shot at the end.
Yeah, that's a positive play. I was going to say, you'd like to see your quarterback not get his face mashed into the ground, just not get his face mashed into the ground like that. But I just want to I'm going to see if I could pause it on the still frame where we both were like, oh no.
It's whenever his face pops back up, man. Miller might make some very poor decisions with the football that we've called out multiple times on this show. But nobody has ever said the kid's not tough. He's
a gamer.
turning out to be a pretty tough kid, so I got to give him that, man.
Okay, enough laughing at our quarterback's pain.
Yeah, let's laugh at our quarterback's good ball. Bam. Great ball. I love the fact that Lacey sets him up outside right here. You can't really see it. Just watch him from the start. You'll be able to see kind of his trajectory of where he's going. You see kind of sets him up outside, and he's eventually going to take the inside, obviously, on the post.
Also, watch this running back step up. Bam! Make the block, clean pocket, easy strike between the hashes
Right
like we talked about.
Oh, you know he felt that on Sunday, dude. Right at the thighs, a cut block. Right. Oh, my God.
Hated that shit.
I believe this is Selah Brown, right? 45?
No, this is Denzel Lowry.
Okay, Denzel Lowry. Hell of a play right here. This is a hell of a football play at D-line. He starts off, I believe, in a one technique because 0 would be head up. So he's a 1. And you should never get reached right there by that guard. And he does a phenomenal job of just ripping. Just keep ripping through and beat the guy to the spot. Hell of a football play.
D-line tech. He's using eyes. He sees that center immediately crash. So he's following the center and he's working to get to the backfield, rips across the face of this guard and gets penetration and is able to make a huge play in the backfield. And I think this is where Tom Brenneman said, oh, that's not a pretty play unless you're cheering for the defense. I was cheering for the defense.
Yes, I was also cheering for the defense. Yep. I mean, dude, just watch him attach to the center's hip right there. Yep. Bam. Oh.
All right. What are the odds that is going to be his Instagram profile picture soon?
10 out of 10 for sure. For sure. All right, we got a huge play from Lacey right here. I don't even have a way of describing this punt return because, I mean, it's just nothing but Lacey being a damn good football player. We didn't set up a wall. We didn't do anything sexy or anything. This is just your normal, basic punt return right up the gut.
I will say good blocking. Like you saw the blocking here. I can't remember. What is it, like cover man? Because I know it's like the guy blocking the gunner just stays inside him, forces him upfield outside. You get inside blocking here and here to leave an open lane for Lacey. And he's an athlete, man. If you give him a lane, he can make a play. So I believe 13 is Hughes. So Hughes makes a good block, runs his man upfield, good blocking for these two. And then he's able to cut, a little pancake action.
He's just a damn good football player, dude.
And then it's just, I'm a better athlete than you. Let's make some plays. And 96, hell of an effort just to make a stop for him. But
I love the fact that Carl Maslowski has gotten guys to just completely sell out on special teams this year. It's been awesome. So fun to watch. Right here, I have the backside circled because, Keith, a lot of times, offensive linemen, fullbacks, tight ends, man, I don't need to block right here on backside. I can take a play off. I can take it easy on this one. It ain't coming my way. Not on this one. Not on this one. Yeah. Look at that right there. Look at that cutback lane that we're getting right there. Coming off the line, second level. Great job. Hit the next clip.
Gets up, bang, bang, bang.
And you're just looking for a one-on-one matchup with somebody because Isaac Brown's going to make the dude miss.
Yep. Good job, Musa, getting up and making a block at the second level.
Exactly. Musa, great job. It's been like 2 weeks in a row. I think we've complimented Musa on the game. Winning the edge. This is a great job, forcing everything back inside to all your buddies. I mean, this is kind of what we were talking about with those bubble screens, Keith. Why are you taking the inside? Why are you not moving? Force it back inside to where all your teammates, all your help is. That is day one defense stuff. Play it out. Set the edge. Great job. That rip through right there, you might not have made the tackle or anything, but you made the play.
Yep,
you made the play right there.
Hutch forces him back. You've got 2-3 defenders all in that area ready to get hands on drone. I believe this was fourth down as well. So, yeah 4th and 3.
CW doesn't have anything on there for the rewatches.
We got a 4th and 3 marker right there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that.
But again, wins the block, forces drones back, and then you've got Wes, TJ, and Watts coming over the top to make a play and get a stop.
And God forbid you keep cutting back because Clev Lubin.
And that's also a product of our defense just always flying to the ball. We've talked about it, seeing 7, 8, 9 guys on camera all in one camera shot at the end of a defensive play because we fly to the ball.
Keith, it has been a pure joy to sit there and be able to count the amount of guys that are on a football on a play like that. Because, I mean, I try and do it once or twice, throughout the game notes, but, like, you could legitimately do it on most of our defensive plays where you have 10 guys around a football. It's sick. This one right here, painful to watch, but the human body is just not meant to go at this speed and stop that suddenly. Yeah, it's just... I mean, you can tell. I mean, it's like he's like a sniper, man. It's like, yeah, I don't need to watch that again.
Yep.
All right. Next one, 4 times running. So 4th time we ran this, 3rd time we have been successful.
And I want to say shout out to Miller here. He doesn't bail out. He steps into the throw despite knowing there's a defensive lineman in his face and he's going to get hit, and delivers a strike with velocity so that this defender can't break on the ball and make a play, and so that this defender can't break on and break up the pass. That's what I talk about when stay on platform, step into your throw, even when contact's coming.
This was obviously something Jeff and them had scouted going into this game. This concept was something that they had to have been looking for because we ran it 4 times. And, I mean, we were successful on it 3 of those times. And the one time we weren't, we still could have been successful had our quarterback just had a little bit more, pocket awareness. All right, so this was just a beautiful hole to end the game. I was preaching to Keith the whole time, run to win, run to win, run to win. He's over here, well, should we run out of bounds? Should we run out of bounds? No, Keith,
I say
you go for the heart.
I didn't say run out of bounds at all. Why would we stop the clock late? I said get down.
Same difference.
But this
It's
is
not a
what I love
touchdown.
seeing. Kewan Brown just being a violent ass runner. Love that.
All right, we are on the last one. So this is reason number 2. While blocking backside is just as important as blocking your front side. You just have a beautiful cutback lane like that. I mean, it's for Kewan Brown to just have full vision of the football field, man. It's special whenever running backs can see this type of stuff. We are very fortunate to have 3 running backs in Isaac, Kewan, and Duke who can do this.
And I want to give Rasheed Miller credit here. He's a little high and gets beat with leverage here, but because he has great hand placement, he's got his hands right at the corner of those chest pads. You can bench press and you can drive. Even if you're a little bit high and don't necessarily have the low man leverage, you can use your arms to win and create this little gap that we end up taking for the win. And he doesn't stop driving his feet. You love that as well.
Sorry, I'm just fighting a cramp over here.
I hear you
For
fighting
my
for your life.
They're gift cards. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Rib
So
cramp just killing me.
also,
that was a fun rewatch though for me, Keith.
I was rooting for Kewan to take that one in for the very selfish purpose of you and me are in the lead now on the from the Pink Seats pick 'em, and Jacob 2 losses 2 weeks in a row and all just like that. Now he's a game down.
How the tables turn.
I guess the shooty hoops are on right now, so people are getting distracted and bailing out and catching to that. So we'll make this last little bit kind of quick. Helmet stickers, MVP. I'm just going to name the helmet stickers real quick, and then I'll take your MVP, and we'll see. I had Isaac Brown, Kewan Brown, Colin Lacey for his efforts in the kick return game. Every single player on the defensive side of the ball, like flying around, kicking ass, taking names. And then Nick Keller. I talked about his kickoff stat earlier. In this game, 6 kickoffs, 5 were touchbacks, and the only one they took out didn't result in plus possession. They were behind the 25. I just want to call out Revelation 4:1, not my burner either. I'm doing a show right now. That's not me. But I love the energy. Good. So those were my helmet stickers. Who'd you have for MVP?
Isaac. I am giving Isaac the MVP with 16 rushing attempts, 130 yards. Man, I hope he's back for Clemson, Kentucky. I don't know SMU. I don't know the time frame on that, man. Some of the best in the business, but I mean, a hamstring is a hamstring. We saw what that did to Lamar Jackson. For the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this is one where I was kind of torn, but I actually went Kewan Brown just because two touchdowns and including just the violent running at the end of the game to finish things off, and the touchdown to also give us the win in the Pink Seats Pick'em series. So I was going to give my
we need to buy Kewan a meal for that, man.
Hey, that's only if we clutch out the rest of the season.
If we clutch it out the rest of the way because of Kewan Brown in this game, we definitely owe him a meal.
I'm all for it. So that said, if you all had fun with us tonight, we'll be back on again either Wednesday or Thursday for the Cal preview episode. We'll get that tweeted out beforehand so you have plenty of knowledge beforehand to know. So again, if you haven't already, want to give a huge thanks to Kern's Corner, sponsoring the show as always, and putting us up in this delightful digital studio. Big fans of our friends over at Kern's Corner. The best, I call it a dive bar. I don't know if they would classify it as it, but I like it.
They'd classify it as a horse racing bar.
Horse racing bar. I'm cool with it. So yep. Best horse racing bar in the town. Great food, cheap drinks, favorite spot. Big thanks again to our friends over at Burn Boot Camp as well for sponsoring the show. And big thanks to our friends over at Surfside for sponsoring our watch parties as well. That's going to do it for tonight's show. We'll be back later in the week for the Cal preview. Looking forward to trying to bait out some rage from the Calgorithm on that episode. So I'll have to come up with some good stuff. If you haven't already, head on over to either your audio feed or the State of Louisville YouTube or the State of Louisville Twitter, or all three if you're cool. Hit that subscribe or follow button, whatever they have, and hop into these live shows when you see them on. Head on over to the YouTube chat, aka the Pink Seats Party Deck, and hang out with us because we have a blast hanging out with you. Shout out to Revelation, shout out to Stadium Chronicles, shout out to Tyler, shout out to Blake in the chat throughout the course of the show. You all were giving me laughs throughout the whole freaking time. Thanks again. And on behalf of Vince Lococo, I'm producer Keith. You've been listening to From the Pink Seats podcast, and as always, go Cards!
Go Cards. Man, that's so funny. Seeing the comments.
Oh, yeah, they were great today. Big fan of those guys.
I love it.
Love that. And now, why are you still watching? This is like the extra little bit that I have to cut away because the stream cuts off early. Yeah, go watch your shooty hoops, nerds.
Go.
That said, if you're not watching because of the whole Disney Google dispute, shout out to you. Did you see Disney's losing like $5 million a day by not having that TV revenue?
I was also the genius as of up to like 3 months ago, was paying for ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and Hulu.
Wait, separately?
All separate.
You're an idiot.